All right, let's crack into it. The Platinum Homes Taranaki Cup is the feature at New Plymouth. It goes at 5 minutes to 4 o'clock. Consensus is the favourite for the race, and Stephen McKee trains this Group 1 winning mare and joins us on the Punters Lounge live. Good morning, Stephen. How is your mare for today?
Morning, Jason. Yeah, she's very good. Travelled down here well, and experienced travelling. She's done really well.
How important was it from your perspective that she did what she did in such dominating fashion at Trentham last start?
Well, we thought she was entitled to, Jason. She'd had 3 runs in, and on the face of things, on the form lines, perhaps a little bit disappointing, but we were really happy with the run in the Ritual Mile, and we thought with the terms and conditions of that last race, the Trentham Stakes, she had to really put her best foot forward that day.
She showed an outstanding turn of foot, as we know she had. Chris Johnson clicked with her really well. What are your expectations today for her?
Yeah, obviously, we'll be riding her a little bit differently, back to the 1800 today, and with plenty of speed in that race. She's drawn one from the outside, and there's 3 or 4 that really like to push forward early. So we'll be trying to just get her sitting behind those 3 or 4 leaders somewhere.
Where do you feel she's at in comparison to that day at Trentham? She's been pretty well back. She's a $2.20 favourite. Sort of what line can you give us on that?
Yeah, well, what she's been doing at home is pretty much on par to where she was before Trentham. So, tracks probably going to race similar to the day it did at Wellington as well. So, I think she's right up to speed.
Seems another pretty shrewd piece of placement to have her in a set weight and penalties event. She comes in very well, doesn't she?
She certainly does, yes. She's only gone up that kilo from Wellington. So, she's certainly well placed, better than she would be, say, in a handicap or even at straight weight for age.
A couple of other runners that you have earlier on in the card in race number 1, Magic of the Sun. What are you expecting from Magic of the Sun today in that small field?
Yeah, he's been sort of thereabouts lately. He is a horse that does go a little bit better this way around, left-handed. So he's a horse that can roll up on the speed. I think Swiss Watch is probably the natural leader in the race. So we'll just sort of won't be too far away from him turning in, I wouldn't think. And I'd expect him to be right in it. As I say, he's just a little bit more comfortable this way around.
He's built up a handy wee record, hasn't he? He's won 4 races and over $60,000. Do you think he can sort of run better than his odds might suggest in that small field?
Well, I hope to say, yeah. I think if he can, get back and produce his best form, I think that distance is probably bang on from 1400 is about his sort of around his best trip. So yeah, I think if he puts his best foot forward, he'll certainly be right in the frame.
There are a couple of very highly touted and spruiked gallopers with a lot of talent that Neeson lines up against in the second race. Cinerama is very well supported and is the favourite. You've got Portland Jimmy and When Harry Met Saddle. Neeson has drawn 2, which is a good draw for him because, his pattern was likely to see him close to the speed. Is that how you see it?
I think so, yeah. Just of what I've seen of the field, I think Sognon, he's probably the natural leader in the race. But Neeson will certainly, from that draw, he'll certainly be up there right on the speed. He's one of those horses, probably an 1800 would be about bang on for him. He's sometimes just lacks that real burst of speed for a 1600 metre race, but he's one that doesn't give it away, and we'll be riding him accordingly. He needs to be up there and sort of rolling right on, sort of as they turn into the straight. So honest horse, and he always tries pretty hard, and he's probably a bit like Magic of the Sun. I think a bit more comfortable this way around.
Certainly his genuine nature reflected in his record, having won 3 times and also placed 9 times throughout his career. You spoke of that distance range being a little bit awkward with him because he's oscillated. You've had him over 2,100 metres, over the 1,600 metres, so it certainly seems like he does need to get rolling.
Yeah, he does. It's availability of races in that class too is what sort of gets you to chop and change distances at times. But say he can probably sprint a little bit better going left-handed. So that's what he's going to need today because, as you say, it's a really good lineup, that race.
The market says best chance is Group 1 mare Consensus. Is that how you see it? Is she a very strong bet for you today?
I think so. I mean, if she can repeat that Trentham run, she's got to be, the horse to beat in that race, I think.
Is there a chance that we'll see, where will we see her all going well out of the Taranaki Cup?
Well, there's a few options for her. I mean, it does depend on what she does today. If she won impressively again today, we'd probably head straight to Australia with her. If she didn't, would probably target the Bone Crusher at Ellerslie over the Cup Carnival.
Great stuff. All the best, Stephen, with Consensus primarily, obviously your two other chances as well. Hope you get luck in running, and if the horses are good enough, I'm sure they'll perform.